Hi there, this is Linda and I'm back with another Project Life process video for 2022. This is the week of May 23rd through 29th. This is the final week, final full week in the month of May. So I'm using the Ali Edwards Stories by the Month kit. If you've watched my other videos, you will know that I am doing that for the final week of the month every month this year. The Stories by the Month kits have some repeated elements that show up over the course of the year in every single kit. And so I am making it a point to use all of those cards to kind of reflect on the month and have that continuity throughout my album. Right now I'm just trimming out my photos and laying them out on my spread, and then I will go through the kit and lay out a card on every single pocket. That is always my first step in working on a Project Life spread, to kind of have an idea of something specific for each pocket. This week was a very rough week for me personally. I'm going through a lot of major life changes and some hard stuff right now. There's a lot of hard in it. There's also a lot of good. A lot of it I'm not ready to share. So I'm going to put some hidden journaling or something to kind of include that stuff on this spread, but also, continue this project with a focus on, what is good in my life. And even through the hard times, I don't want to, I don't want a fake album. I always want to share a real image of what my life is, so that when I look back on these albums, I can see, my real life. But at the same time, I also want to make sure that I am focusing on the positives and really seeing the good in my life. So this week, we do have a lot of good going on, a lot of negative, hard times, there's just a lot. So I didn't actually have a ton of photos. I did take a couple photos during the week. This one of a rose in my garden, which I absolutely love how this photo came out. It was originally a vertical photo because I had shared it on my Instagram stories, but I was very short 4x6 photos this week, so I included that one here horizontally. I also have this photo of me and my cat cuddling, so I'm thinking I'm going to use that to tell some of the journaling about the harder stories this week. Of course, there was also some hard stories in the world this week, not just in my own personal life. With the shooting in Texas. So I printed out from today's front page from the New York Times, the story of what happened, so that I can recognize that in my album as well. On Saturday, we spent the day as a family. We went to downtown Troy, went to the farmer's market, went out to lunch. I didn't actually get a ton of great photos, but I do have a couple here. And I do want to focus on that story and tell that story. I just didn't have a ton of photos, but I had taken a photo of my TV when I was playing Wii, and so I'm just going to include that. And a photo of some of my food earlier in the week, I'm going to include that. And then I do have some empty 4x6 spots. So now I'm going to go through the kit here. So for these monthly weeks with the Stories by the Month, I have been using this card as my title card, so I'm going to continue with that, even though there are some other cards in here. This one would be a great title card, but I'm not going to use it because I am using that. I might use it still. I do have these two other pockets, so I'm looking at what else I have to tell. So this one I think will be really great for the journaling for Saturday when we went down to the farmer's market. So I'm going to put that there and tell that story. These photos, actually, I'm going to use this photo. These photos are from that and this one as well, but I'm going to just kind of put that over here. Or maybe, I might even put this one over here because it's just kind of a photo of myself and not really, because I kind of want to, I'm just kind of laying things out as I go and figuring out how I want to tell the story. So I'm going to go through the 3x4 cards. So I always use this one to tell a story from the week. I'm trying to kind of look through. I have my journaling here of all the different things that are going on. Then I have this one for a general reflection of the month. So I think I'm going to put that one there. This one for some gratitudes from the month. And then this one for moments from the week. So that kind of fills everything in a lot there. Then let's see, I have this one. You know, I think I'm actually going to put that one here because I think that that is just a good card for right now. And I'm going to put this one, and I don't want the two white cards next to each other. So I'm thinking that that looks good. And then I just need something for here. So I'm trying to think what my stories are for this week. So I do have some harder journaling I want to tell that I kind of want to include hidden. I have the story of Saturday, which is going to be this one here. This is going to be just my little stories from the week. Let's see. These two are about the month. And then here, trying to think what else I can do. I think I could do an overview of the week on here and kind of just how stressful it was and stuff. I might do that one off camera. For the, you know, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one here and put some hidden journaling behind it. I was thinking that I really liked this one for 3 stories, but I don't have that. And then I also really like the idea of cutting these out and using them to embellish, but I feel like there's just too many on here. I might do it anyway to embellish this one, and that one. You know, the other thing I could do is cut these and put them. But no, I think I'm going to save that card and this card. And then I think I'm going to cut this one up and use it to do some journaling on top of my pieces here, on top of my cards here. So in this kit, we also got these labels. So I'm going to use one of those to hide my hidden journaling behind here, which will be in a pocket. I will make a pocket that is smaller than this card to fit in there to hold that journaling. And then let's see. I'm just kind of looking through what else I have here before I go ahead and put you on fast forward. So each month, these kits come with the cards, the chipboard, the stamp, a sticker sheet, which were these this month. And then they always come with one other embellishment. And a lot of times it's like cork or wood veneers, but this month came with these fabric strips, and these are just so cute. And I'm trying to see what they say. I think that these might be good to go with some of these. So I'm thinking about that as a possibility for embellishing. And then I also have these. So like this is a very good kind of reminder about positive things, but I'm not sure yet how I want to do that. So I'm going to put you on fast forward and go ahead and start putting this spread together. Okay, now I'm starting the process to put my spread together. And I'm starting by cutting out pieces from this card that came in the kit. This card had a lot of different little label shapes on it, so I thought it would be a perfect card to cut up to create journaling spots on my photos. One thing I do on a lot of my Project Life spreads is add a little journaling spot onto some of my photos so I can add just a little bit more of the story that goes along with that photo rather than having that be on my journaling cards. A lot of times, because I am trying to capture an overview of my week, a lot of times the journaling cards are including things that I don't have in the photos, but sometimes the photos do need a few words for explanation. So I like adding those little bits of journaling spots onto the photos so that I have that opportunity to add some more words. This card was perfect for this because usually I'm just using label stickers or something, but this was a great switch up. I also really liked the card, how it was as a 4x6 card, and I think it would be a lot of fun to use for journaling on its own like that. But, you know, I'm happy that I cut it up. I did have a few extra pieces of it there, and I'm just going to put it with the rest of the kit because I will probably create another project from this kit. And if I don't end up using it, I will probably put whatever's left into my scraps drawer or possibly toss it out. I'm happy with what I got out of it. The fabric strips from the kit, I ended up using all of them, and I put them on with these labels because I really loved how it was repeated of that same banner shape. I think that just looks very just great when you have that repeated shape on the spread. So I'm very happy to have that. I also really like that I was able to use all of them in this project. I used to not do that. I used to, especially with a product like this that I really like, I used to use only a couple of them and save the others. And what ended up happening was my stash would have all of these mismatched embellishments where I'd have like one of these little fabric strips and it would just sit there forever. And I wouldn't have anywhere to kind of put it, and it would never get used. So now a lot of times my goal is to use every single one in a set like that. On the 3x4 card there, you saw I added another one of the label strips, but I just added a small one from the edge of the card and just used it as a base for the fabric strip, and I didn't add any journaling. There wasn't really anything to say on that photo, and there wasn't really enough space for journaling, but it did repeat the same embellishment style cluster from the 4x6 cards, which I think helped make the card look a little, or the spread look cohesive. Also, I really like how it was underneath those labels, the fabric labels, because it makes it a little bit more grounded so that it's not just floating there on the photo. So I always have been using this card here to just add some bullet points of different things that happened this week, but I thought it would be fun to repeat that same label shape from the stamp and added it onto those strips because it fit perfectly. But I wasn't sure exactly what stories I wanted to tell, so I decided to use this card first. And on this card, I'm just telling the story of something that happened this week. I'm trying to remember what it was. I can't even remember what I'm journaling about here. I think I'm just kind of journaling about, work right now and everything that's going on with my job. And then I moved on to the May Gratitudes card. So this card and the This Happened card I use for journaling about the month itself and not this week. But that brown May card is about journaling from this specific week and stuff that's going on at my job. This week was a really kind of awful week, honestly. It was very stressful at work, and I also dealt with a lot of stress in my personal life, a lot of big changes, a lot of things. So I do have that hidden journaling, which I haven't done yet in this video, at this point in the video, but you will see it later. It's going to be behind that card that says all things seem possible in May. And now I'm just finishing this up, and I'm going to pop on live and explain where I am in the process. Okay, so I'm gonna pop back on here because I'm almost done, but what I need to do is a little bit more journaling. So I have one more thing I'm gonna add on here that I'm just gonna add that after I'm done filming. But here I'm gonna add a recap of the month of May. So if you recall, I use these two cards every month. This one to highlight 5 big things that happened in the month, or highlights of things that I'm grateful for. And this one for kind of an overall view of the feelings of the month. So I need to do that one. This one, I'm going to do some journaling about our day at the farmer's market. And then here I'm going to, and I think I'm going to put a title on here, but I still haven't figured out exactly what I want to do for that yet. Actually, I might just use the stamp like that. I was going to write out farmer's market, but I think I'm going to just do this and I'll do this while I'm talking to you. So I'm very indecisive. And a lot of times you don't see this because I am a slow scrapbooker. So I do speed things up so much. I don't tend to film in real time because I am such a slow scrapbooker. I'm very indecisive. I tend to do other things. But I'm just kind of showing you here. So I decided to put that. I kind of wanted to put the title on here, maybe with stamping or some stickers. I think I might still do that, actually. I'm going to put out the title. It says Farmer's Market here. And then for here, I'm going to do some journaling about going to the farmer's market. Behind this one, I have a lot of personal, larger stories that I don't want. Not only do I not want to share on the internet, but I also just don't want it out in my album. It's a big piece of my story right now, but I don't really want to have it overtake the album or be out in the front. So I'm going to create a card that goes behind this that's slightly smaller than 4x6, so it will slide in and out easily. I'm going to use one of these as a tab, and I'm going to just slide that behind there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to type those 3 journaling pieces up, and I'm going to print them out, and then I will come back on here once I'm done with that to film, you know, putting the last little bits together. Okay, I'm back. It's been a day. I didn't get a chance to finish this spread last night, which is totally fine. I did some journaling on my computer. I'm going to adhere this one down. So I just printed it out on vellum and cropped it down. And then I'm going to add a title on here. I'm going to adhere the other one, and I'm going to make a pocket to go behind there. So I'm just going to add a little title on here. These are my alpha stickers from Kelly Perky, and I stocked up on these before she left, or before she closed down her shop. She now has a new shop called Paper Person, and I believe she has similar alphas in her shop. But I absolutely love these alphas because they are just a perfect size and font for Project Life, and they come with so many on a sheet. So what I do is I just kind of keep them in order, and every letter I work from the first sheet on until I find a sheet that has the letter that I need, and I never have to worry about if I have enough of a particular letter because I have stocked up on all of these. Basically, I've stocked up. I think I have maybe like 20 sheets of black and 20 sheets of white. I do use the black the most often. So I know if you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen that sometimes I line up the alpha stickers on a piece of clear acetate so that I can center it on the spread. For this one, I don't need to do that because I wanted it to be left aligned on the page here. But if I did want to, then I would have adhered them partially onto a piece of acetate and use that to kind of hover over the page and figure out where I should line up the letters. On my spread now, and now I'm just going ahead and putting everything into the pockets. I absolutely love how on this spread I used pretty much only pieces from the May Stories by the Month kit, and I used a lot of the pieces up. I really love how this spread came out. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Thank you. Bye.